అందరికీ ఆలయ వాస్తు టెంపుల్ ఆర్కిటెక్చర్ ఫర్ ఆల్ రెండవ వీడియోకు స్వాగతం సుస్వాగతం. మై నేమ్ ఈజ్ డాక్టర్ గోవింద్ సురేంద్ర, స్థపతి అండ్ ఆర్ట్ హిస్టోరియన్. ముందు వీడియోలో ఆలయ వాస్తు శిల్పశాస్త్ర గ్రంథములు, వాటి విశిష్టత గురించి తెలుసుకున్నాం. ప్రస్తుతం ఈ వీడియోలో టెంపుల్ స్టైల్స్ మరియు క్లాసిఫికేషన్ ఆఫ్ టెంపుల్స్, ఆలయ వర్గీకరణ మరియు ఆలయ రకాలు గురించి తెలుసుకుందాం. The Hindu temple. A Hindu temple is a symbolic house, seat and body of God. Reflects synthesis of arts, the ideals of dharma, beliefs, values and the way of life cherished under Hinduism. Structural rules are described in various ancient Sanskrit treatises on architecture. Bruhat Samhita likes Vastu Shastras. Underlying principle in a Hindu temple is built around the belief that all things are one. Everything is connected. The Hindu temple architecture is developed over thousands of years. The architectural evolution of Indian temples took place within the rigid frameworks derived entirely from religious thoughtfulness. Therefore, the architect was bound to keep to the ancient primary dimensions and strict configurations, which remained unaltered over the period of time. Hindu temples take two forms: a house or a palace site near water and gardens where lotus and flowers bloom, where animals rest without fear of injury or harm. A Hindu temple design follows a geometrical design called Vastu Purusha Mandala. The 9x9 81 grid Paramasailika layout plan found in large ceremonial Hindu temples. It is one of many grids used to build in Hindu temples. The design lays out a Hindu temple in a symmetrical, self-repeating structure derived from central beliefs, myths, cardinality and mathematical principles. Early temples. The early temple was a small square room called the Garbhagruha with a single doorway for the worshipper to enter and offer worship to the image. Gradually, a tall structure known as the Sikara was built over the central. One of the unique features of early temples was that some of these were hollowed out of huge rocks as artificial caves. The tradition of building artificial caves was an old one. Some of the earliest of these were constructed in the 3rd century BC on the orders of Ashoka. This tradition evolved through various stages and culminated much later in the 8th century in the carving out of an entire temple, that of Kailasanatha. Principal architectural features. The sanctuary as whole is known as the Vimana, that consists of two parts. The upper part of Vimana is called as Shikara. The lower portion inside the Vimana is called as the Garbhagruha. This is called cella or inner chamber. Next, another one, Mandapa, is the pillared hall in front of the Garbhagruha for the assembly of the devotees. Shikara, Shikara meaning the tower or the spire. It is the pyramidal or tapering portion of the temple which represents the mythological Meru or the highest mountain peak. The shape and the size of the tower vary from region to region. Garbhagruha, meaning the womb chamber. It is includes and the innermost chamber of the temple where the image or idol of the deity is placed. The chamber is mostly square in plan and is entered by a doorway on its eastern side. And the last one, Mandapa, is the pillared hall in front of the Garbhagruha for the assembly of the devotees. It is used by the devotees to sit, pray, chant, meditate, and watch the priests performing the rituals. Different styles of temple architectures. According to the various architectural texts written in early medieval times, temple architecture can be broadly classified as 1. Nagara or Indo-Aryan or Northern style. Second one, Dravida or the Southern style, and third one, Vesara or mixed style of temple architecture. Nagara style. Nagara style is associated with the land between the Himalayas and Vindhyas. The Nagara style has its origin in the structural temples of the Gupta period. Dashavatara temple of Devagar and brick temple of Bittargaon are examples of this style. Two distinct features of the Nagara style are plan and elevation. The plan is square with a number of gradual projections in the middle of each side which imparts it a cruciform shape. These projections can occur throughout the height of the structure. In elevation, it exhibits a tower, that is shikara, gradually inclining towards in convex curve. The projection in the plan are also carried upwards to the top of the shikara and is called the Rekha Shikara. Originally, in Nagara style, there were no pillar. By the 8th century, the Nagara style emerged in its characteristic form. The Nagara style exhibits distinct varieties in elaboration. This style is seen from the Himalaya to the north of Bijapur district in the south, from the Punjab in the west to Bengal to the east. Therefore, there are local variations and ramifications in the formal development of the style in the different regions. However, the cruciform plan and the curvilinear tower are common. Examples of Nagara style temples: Sun Temple, Konark, Odisha; Kandariya Mahadev Temple, Khajuraho, Madhya Pradesh. Next, another one, Dravidian style. Dravidian architectural style is associated with the temples of southern India or Deccan. Common characteristics of the Dravida style is the pyramidal elevation of the tower, that is called Vimari or Vimana. Vimari consists multiplication of story after story slightly reduced than one below, ending in a domical member, technically known as the stupi or stupika, that is called shikara. Vimana is crowned by a chakra in a Lord Vishnu temple and a trident in a Lord Shiva temple. Dravidian style. The Pallavas were instrumental in the transition from rock cut architecture to stone temples. The earliest examples of Pallava constructions are rock cut temples dating from 610 690 circa and structural temples between 690 900 circa. The greatest accomplishment of the Pallava architecture are the rock cut temples at Mahabalipuram. Architectural features of Dravidian style temple. This is one Vimana, Mandapa, uh, Antarala, columns, central plaza, that is Mandapa. The sixth one is gateway, that is Gopuram. In this style, there are more than four sides in the sanctum. Pillars and pilasters are vastly used in this architectural style. They also have dedicated pavilions. For example, Shiva temples have dedicated mandapa of Nandi or Vishnu temples have a Garuda mandapa. In Dravidian style temples, the square inner sanctum is set within a large covered enclosure and external walls were plasters. Dravidian temples have boundary walls. In later period, stories in Vimana become more and more compressed. Pillared halls and corridors and the immense gopurams were added. Examples of Dravidian style temples: Brihadiswara temple, Tanjavur, Tamil Nadu; Mahabalipuram temple, this is called Shore temple. Another name is Shore temple. This is Mahabalipuram temple, Tamil Nadu. Differences between Nagara style and Dravidian styles. Nagara style. First one, Nagara style. Plan. The plan is square with a number of gradual projections in the middle of each side, which imparts it a cruciform shape. And another Dravidian style plan. In the plan, the temple represents a square chamber as a sanctum cell within the square enclosure serving as pradakshina. And next, size. Dravidian southern temples are much larger in comparison to Nagara, that is northern temples. Shikara shape. The comparison study Shikara shape is Nagara style. The Nagara style have a made up of layer upon layer of architectural elements such as kapotas and gavakas, all topped by a large round cushion like element called an amalaka. Next one, Dravida. Dravida Shikara shape is Dravida or Southern style has a pyramid shaped tower consisting of progressively smaller stories of small pavilions, a narrow throw at and a dome on the top called a Shikara. Next one, Gopuram. Dravidian temple architecture usually has a Rajagopuram, that is biggest tower at the main gate. Nagara style. This is Kandriya Mahadev temple, Khajuraho, Madhya Pradesh, and Dravidian style example is Mahabalipuram temple, Tamil Nadu. Next, another one, Vesara style. It is the fusion of above two styles of temple architecture. This style of temple architecture have become popular after mid 7th century at the time of Chalukyas. In this style, presence of pillars are prominent but gopuram are absent. This style is famous in Karnataka region. This is Vesara style temple example, Ladakhan temple in Aihole, Karnataka. Other important temples in West Bengal, Bengali terracotta temple architecture, lack of suitable stone, Navaratna 9 towered or Pancharatna 5 towered. An example of Navaratna style is the Dakshineswar Kali temple. Next, another temples in Odisha. Kalinga architecture, it includes three styles, Reka dual, Peda dual and Kakra dual. Example, Rajarani temple, Bhubaneswar. Temples in Kerala, different architectural style keeping same essence of Vastu, especially due to climatic differences, larger rainfall. Khmer architecture, next last one, the classic style of Angkorian temple is demonstrated by the 12th century Angkor Wat. Thank you one and all. ఈ దేవాలయ వర్గీకరణ మరియు రకాలు అనే ఈ వీడియోను వీక్షించినందుకు విన్నందుకు ధన్యవాదాలు. మరిన్ని అప్డేట్స్ కొరకు నా ఛానల్ను సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి. ఈ వీడియోలోని సారాంశం మరింత సమాచారం కొరకు నా మిత్రుడు తిరుపతి శిల్పకళాశాలలో శిల్ప విద్యను పూర్తి చేసుకున్న పగడాల సురేంద్ర, అసిస్టెంట్ స్థపతి, ఎండోమెంట్స్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్, గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్, నెల్లూరు. ఇతని సెల్ నెంబర్ 9491808369. దేవాలయ వాస్తు మరియు నిర్మాణంలో ఇతను ఆరితేరిన వ్యక్తి. ఎన్నో నూతన దేవాలయాలు నిర్మించాడు. మరింత సమాచారం కొరకు ఇతన్ని కూడా కాంటాక్ట్ కావచ్చు. థ్యాంక్ యూ వన్ అండ్ ఆల్.